Hello everybody, welcome back to my television review series. Today we'll be discussing Never Have I Ever Season 2. Again, a comedy drama show on Netflix. It's about some high school drama of a young Indian girl just doing normal life stuff. Since Season 1 got an A-, I'll give you the same type of deal. I'll give you my overall graded impressions. Then after that, if you have not seen the season and would like to, you should shut off the video because there'll be plot synopsis. I did not write down anything, so I'll just be on the top of my head. Just any major plot developments I can remember. I certainly won't hit all of them, and then we'll talk about the characterization development of the different writings, or the different characters throughout the season. And maybe some major themes, because there were some high school events that I also participated in. Like this season we did some mock trial. I did do mock trial. I did not do, last season 1 they had Model UN, did not do that one. So talk a little bit about, and they also do we call it Relay for Life, but just like a fundraising event where you do relays all night. So, so maybe some major theme discussion just about the events. So at the end of, overall grade, I'll keep it at an A-. I was maybe gonna bump it down to a B+, just because again, the first season of the show is always, initial introduction, so the characterization is always novel. And typically as seasons go on, you get less and less in tune with the characters. I think the tone of the piece kept up well. Good witty banter. I like the jokes. Trent's lines always get me. He's kind of like the slapstick comedy character, just like the doofus. He makes me laugh quite a bit. But overall, I think the tone was carried well. I thought the lines continued well. There was a couple insecurity scenes. Again, I just thought the tone maybe dropped a little bit. But overall, keep it at A-. Thoroughly enjoy it. I think it's well done with the writing. I think it's a funny comedy drama show. So overall, A, impressions. Again, I do like the writing, like the witty banter. I do like the quick episodes. I think the narration works well for this piece. So overall, A-. So if you've not seen the show and want to go watch it, again, I read the overview on the season 1 reviews. So if you want to go watch it, turn the video off here, and now we'll be discussing the plot synopsis. So at end of season 1, we have, right after spreading her dad's ashes, Davy is making out with Ben Gross, who's another very entertaining. His lines are always very entertaining in the show to me. But then Davy and Ben have, again, there's childhood, both really good academic students, kind of childhood rivals, playful rivals. So now they're making out in the back of the car, right as Paxton, the hot dude who's really popular, that Davy really wants, that she just threw her virginity at, I think in this season they call it, like a sample of hummus. So, that made me laugh. But, so she tries to, start dating both of them at the same time. So again, they were going to, Nalini Vishwakumar is her mother and is a doctor of dermatology. She's been lonely since her husband Mohan has died or passed away from the heart attack, and so she wants to move back to India. So Davy says, you know what, why not date 2 boys until I move away for a month and then never have to see them again type of deal. So she played 2 times them both a little bit. And so Nalini, she goes to India. She does not get the vibe that the family's gonna be very supportive. So she's like, maybe we shouldn't go to India anymore. So she comes back. She goes to India with the intent to move the family there, but she comes back with Pati, which I'm assuming it's just grandma in Hindi, or there's a lot of Indian languages, so I'm assuming it's Hindu maybe, or Hindi. So forgive me, India language speakers. But I do have some curry fever. I think the skin tone of Indian ladies is nice. So, just putting that out there. Who's the Priyanka Chopra? She's nice. I think she married Ben Jonas or something. Or Nick Jonas or Ben. Is Ben Jonas a thing? I don't know. One of the Jonas dudes. But she comes back with grandma, which I believe is Mohan's mother, not Nalini's. And so they come back, and now you have Pati living in the house with Nalini and Davy and Kamala, who is their cousin as well. So throughout the season, Kamala, she is a research grad at Caltech. She starts working at a lab with a really well-renowned scientist. He has some, not managers, but lab assistants or lab runners. So he's won a big Nobel Prize. Kamala is really excited to work with him, but she gets stuck with this kind of chubby white dude. And so throughout the season, they write a paper. She does a lot of the work for it. When it's time for publication, she does not get her name on the paper.
So there's some drama there. She puts her name on the paper and then gets kicked out of the lab and then doesn't care. Has one like lunch or dinner with the Nobel laureate prize person, but nothing really develops with that. In her personal life, again, she kind of dates Prashant throughout the season. At the very end, she runs away from an engagement dinner, but she's not really too excited about his views on her approach to her work. Basically, he's like, this early in your career, you should want to have credit for your work, and she's not too excited about that. So Ben Gross, again, at the beginning of the season, they both start dating Davey, him and Paxton. Again, I'm just looking at the characters and talking about, this is not in order in any way in terms of the plot development. But they date for a little bit back and forth, and then Davey's birthday party is coming up. So Eleanor and Fabiola, again, those are like the three amigas, as they call that in the manifest, just three female friends. But so they plan a going away party, or maybe not a birthday party, a going away party for Davey. But this is before Nalini comes back, obviously. And so both Ben and Paxton are going to be there, and they're both thinking they're dating her alone. So they go into the house. She has a bunch of different like ploys set up to just keep them away from each other. And they end up obviously finding out that both Paxton and Ben are dating Davey. So Paxton, as he said it in the last episode, he gets yeeted by a car. He gets hit by a car. So he's leaving the party all distraught. And he's in the road and he gets hit by a car. And Paxton's a big swimmer, so he's looking at Stanford and other big schools, academic heavyweights that he could get in with sports stuff. So he gets hit by the car, breaks his arm, and can no longer swim. And so throughout the season, he's trying to get better at school. And so he basically asked Davey to help tutor him. And from the two timing, she basically loses both Paxton and Ben as potential boyfriend materials, but they all kind of become friends again quickly. And so Paxton wants to become a better academic student throughout the season. So he asks Davey to tutor her, and he does some note cards one day. Davey is getting they have a relay for life after Davey and Ben split ways. There's a new character introduced. Her name is Anisa Qureshi. Anisa Qureshi is my guess. But she's another Indian girl. I think she's Indian, but she's Muslim. And she definitely has some lip fillers on her. But she comes pretty girl and has now some competition with Ben. So Anisa and Ben become friends, and they go to Relay for Life. Again, just like a fundraising event where you form a team and you run around the just a field. One person has to be running the entire event. And so the reason Davey has to do so is because she was skipping PE because it wasn't going to transfer to her school in India, and then she finds out she's not going to India, so she has to do this thing. So she forms a team. The entire time she's trying to keep Ben and Anisa away from each other because Trent has a hookup tent, and so he's already taken names, and they're reserving times to hook up in the tent. And Davey sees Ben Gross on there, so the whole time Davey's trying to have Ben and Anisa stay away from each other and have them running at most of the time. And so they do that, but Davey still sees Ben and Anisa going into the hookup cabin. So she kind of blurts out, Anisa is anorexic in front of, there's a couple other characters, minor characters. I think it's Sheeta, just a really bimbo-y type character girl, and says maybe she's anorexic. It turns out the reason Anisa has to switch schools to go, I think it's Sherman Oaks is the school they all attend, is because she got bullied for having an eating disorder at the old school. It actually was anorexic. So that's another, I almost dropped it down to the B+, because again, the plot development was just weak there. If Davey really doesn't know that Anisa actually has anorexia and blurts it out there, I don't think there would be that much pushback as a big rumor. Subsequently, there's a big rumor that spreads, and Anisa gets destroyed again and wants to move schools as well. And so Davey gets put on a task force by the principal. I don't have her up here, to find out who started the rumor. And so they trace it back to the two bimbo-y girls. And then when Davey, Fabiola, and Eleanor and Anisa are having like a girls' night, study time, eating some pizza, Davey lets loose that she was the one that started the rumor. So again, the plot development there wasn't super strong. She just blurted it out and didn't know, and really wouldn't classify as like starting a rumor or having a big downfall. But obviously, Anissa's very upset to become not friends, and Davy gets suspended. So right when Davy gets suspended, Paxton, she's been tutoring Paxton, and now Paxton needs some more tutoring before a biology test, but Davy just got suspended, so she kind of is like, I can't hold your hand the whole time, go do it yourself. And so they kind of have, strained friendship at this point after, breaking off the semi-dating, and then they have to do a current event. They do a mock trial just about if Daisy Buchanan from The Great Gatsby is also guilty of murder. I've not read the book in 12 years, so I don't really remember that plot super strong. So I can't even assess the assessment of the literature analysis for that one. But they do a mock trial about if Daisy Buchanan is also guilty of the murder in Great Gatsby. And so Paxton, Fabiola, and there's another dude. This season Eleanor's dating a guy called Malcolm Stone, just kind of like a rock star, just like a out there type of, I don't know how to describe him, but just like a flaky dude. He's into polygamy at the end of the season, and kind of breaks up with Eleanor at the winter dance. And the end of the season, they're all building up to the winter dance, but. They do the little mock trial. Additionally, they have an extra credit product that Paxton's going above and beyond, as Davey has told him to, and he basically presents an extra credit project about the internment camps in Japan or in America for Japanese Americans in 1944. So he brings in his grandfather Ted Yoshida, and so Fabiola throughout the season again she's dating Eve. She's kind of afraid to introduce Eve to her mother, who's accepting of her girlfriend, but just doesn't want her to have offhand comments. But then Eve and Mrs. Torres end up hitting it off at the Relay for Life. Again, Eleanor's dating Malcolm. They break up towards the end. Trent's kind of funny throughout. You have Mr. K, another Indian teacher at the school, who kind of has a playful relationship with Davy, and he takes a liking to Kamala. And so when Kamala runs away from Prashant, they have an engagement dinner where Prashant and his parents come from India, and basically Kamala runs out on that dinner and meets up with Mr. K and the rest of the teachers singing and drinking at the school dance. And so Dr. Jamie Ryan, who is Davy's therapist, they kind of break up their patient-doctor relationship and they get back together kind of throughout the season. Prashant's minor, Eve, you talked about her. Dr. Chris Jackson, this is played by Common. So Nalini, minor plot development, you have Nalini kind of getting back out on the dating scene after her husband passes away. And so Chris Jackson is another dermatologist, heavy hitter, and they kind of make out a little bit, go on a couple dates. Davey follows her to her house, looks in, watches them through the skylight, falls off the roof and into the hot tub, and Davey gets in trouble again. But Davey's not super ready for her mom to move on with dating, which is again just a minor insecurity plot development that wasn't super convincing to me. Because again, how long should you wait? I don't know, if I had a lifelong wife, and I died, I don't know, she probably shouldn't bang the dude at the funeral, but I don't know, a month later I wouldn't give a shit, a week later I wouldn't give a shit, so. Again, wait a long time for this healing process of lost love, it doesn't play with me at all. If I, again, lifelong wife, and I died tomorrow, hope you didn't bang a dude at the funeral, past that I really wouldn't give a shit. But Nalini ends up deciding to take it slow to getting back into dating, but she does have a flirtatious and kind of playful antagonism with Chris Jackson throughout the season. So Mr. Shapiro is kind of like a fruit cup, like a plants. He loves the nature, super naturey type of dude. He wants to have their finals be an interpretive dance, but it's going to be it has to be an exam. So he's kind of funny throughout. Eric Perkins is kind of like this fat dude who has funny lines. He's kind of also in the robotics club. Fabiola Torres runs for basically they have a school dance. I heard it's called Cricket Queen, and she's dating Eve. So they run for Cricket Queen and Queen, and so she has to do a bunch of popular things as opposed to go to the robotics club. So Eric Perkins has an aggressive takeover of the robotics team. And so that's kind of the big season finale is building up to the dance. Davy and Paxton are kind of on a sneaky link situation. But basically, Paxton comes over at night, climbs in her window, and they make out. And then when they see each other in the hallways, Paxton calls her pal. So Davy's not super excited about not being the out in the open girlfriend. And so basically, Davy decides to ask Paxton to the dance because everybody else has been asked to the dance, and the time's going by, so she decides to ask Paxton, and he says no, and comes over to make out, and then basically is like, Davy, it's not only that I'm just trying to not, I'm embarrassed about you, but and that's when he yeeted me got me yeeted by the car. That's when he got hit by the car, so he's kind of like embarrassed that he got two-timed as well. So there is some, I think, interesting relationship dynamics there about just not being the hot guy that doesn't want to, date the Indian girl that's really smart type of deal. So that was actually good, realistic development for that. But so Davy kind of understands, but she still really wants to be the out in the open girlfriend. So they kind of leave it as a friendly, we both kind of did some bad things, but we'll just still be kind of friendly. So they go to the dance, and Davy, Trent and Eleanor start to hit it off. The Trent character really gets me laughing. But Trent and Eleanor start to hit it off. Eve and Fabiola do win the cricket queen and queen, and Davy decides to leave, and as she's leaving, she almost gets hit by Paxton, but Paxton decides, that he really does want to date Davy, so they officially become boyfriend and girlfriend. They go into the dance, and they make out a little bit, and Ben is not feeling so convinced. You can kind of see that the Ben, Davy, Paxton, Anissa's kind of I would say it's the Davy, Paxton and Ben love triangle with Anissa kind of out there. But Ben does ask out Anissa, so they're kind of dating throughout the season, but Ben clearly has some residual feelings for Davy. So overall, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think the banter is fun. Some minor insecurity scenes are getting just weak plot developments, but I'll keep it at an A-. Might drop it down to a B+ for season 3. We'll just see how it goes. But overall, I really like the short episodes. Again, the major themes, again, just Relay for Life. I thought that was a fun event. We only did that for 1 year because I think there was a rape allegation at ours. But I'm not going to say the names of the people because that could have been high school drama. Nothing really came of it, so I don't really know. But we had it for 1 year when I was there, and then I think the next year was shut down and we didn't do it at all or something. But I thought it was a thoroughly fun event. Bunch of tents, camp up. I thought it was a good social event actually. But mock trial, like I said, I did mock trial. We didn't even make it past the first round. I wanted to be a lawyer in the mock trial. In the episode, they also kind of fight to be the lawyer. But I wanted to be the lawyer in the thing, and then ask somebody a question, demonstrate empirical proof, and then they just go into denial and they just react to the insecurity of the group of people. So I remember doing the mock trial rehearsals and people literally just forming gangs in the context of school. And I said I can't do this because they can just lie under oath and it's a mock trial, so nothing happens, and then it just becomes a weird argument of nothing. So I think I was just a witness. Yeah, I was a witness in mock trial. We lost the first round. I think somebody on the other, we had two teams, somebody on the other team got impeached. Or maybe not impeached, can you impeach maybe another different legal term. Impeachment is bring formal charges against a government official, but there's if you lie on perjury. Oh, perjury, that's it, lying under oath. Sorry, switching to a lot of context right now. But one of the other teams, and this is 12 years or 10 years ago, or 10 or 11 years ago, but one of the girls on the other team, she literally she perjured herself, and they got a higher score than us. So it's just sweet. I do remember my old friend Jack Slomsky. He was the attorney, and he kept going on again because the witnesses they're just defending themselves at this point, and it's fake, so they can just make up whatever they want for a good grade kind of deal. And so he spent way too long on one witness and kind of ran out of the thing, so we kind of didn't do too good. But the other team they literally got convicted of perjury, and they got a higher grade than us. So it's kind of interesting. But that was the major theme. And then how long should you wait? Because again, throughout this episode or the season, Davies kind of having just flashback talking sessions or imaginary talking sessions with her father Mohan. So again, moving on from death in reality is pretty much immediate. It just is. And again, if I died tomorrow and had a wife, which that would never happen. But yeah, probably should have. I hope you wouldn't bang somebody at the funeral, but past that, I really don't give a shit. So thank you for watching my review of Never Have I Ever Season 2. I'll be back with Season 3 shortly. Thanks for watching.